All right, all right. We live, baby. We live. It's your boy LB's in the house. Fool us in the building. See us in the building. It's Diddy. What up? All right, guys. We're getting this party started really early. So, let's talk about it. Let's dive into the news.
Let's do it.
Topics of this week's conversations, because man, this whole week has been crazy. I've been watching everything that's been going on socials about this documentary, and there's a lot to discuss. Opinions, I would say. What do you think, fool? Talk to me, man. What's going on?
Never surprised at anything that goes on in the entertainment world. Never surprised. Never surprised.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true, my brother. So let's dive into it. I saw it. I was telling CEO, you got to check this out. Let me know what you think after you finish watching it. And I know you guys were talking about it yesterday. You were kind of, taking notes. And at the end of the day, it's just he didn't pay the guy who was filming him, and that's why this stuff is out.
He didn't pay a lot of people.
The reason?
Yes, he did not pay the guy who was video.
The videographer didn't get paid, so the videographer sent it over to. Wow.
It doesn't belong to him. He was relying on the word loyalty.
I mean, when you don't pay people, though,
it's public. It's out there.
Yeah,
anything could be done.
I was wondering that. I was like, wait a minute. Like, how did he? Now I know. Okay.
So now, with that said, I don't think that Diddy has a case, to when he sent that, cease and desist. Yes, to Netflix. So
because now you're guilty. You're guilty in the court of law, and you're definitely even more guilty in the court of public opinion now.
And the fact, and what do you think? I mean, like, he was really speaking crazy. Like, he was wide open. Like,
you could definitely see the God complex where he was like, I can only compare myself to the Son of God. I was like, okay, that's a take.
I mean, a lot of these big moguls, like, prime example, I would say Tiger Woods. He was wilding. He was wilding out. He was wilding the fuck out. He didn't give a fuck. He had 20,000 chicks, and he thought he was never gonna get caught because he thought that these chicks were not gonna say anything. But look what ended up happening. And again, he had that God complex that like he thought I'm untouchable. I have so much money, you can't touch me. And and with this documentary, just going back to Diddy stuff. I mean, like, there was a lot of stuff that came out. I felt like it's crazy. Like, I had no idea that Eric Sermon's girl was
friend.
Well, I think that was his girlfriend.
He says in the documentary, his friend.
Just friends.
Okay,
just
so
friends.
they never dated.
Friends. All right, but hold on one second before we move further. If you have not seen the Diddy documentary, Sean Combs: The Reckoning, on Netflix, you might want to tune out right now, because it's going to be a lot of spoiler alerts moving forward. So just putting that caveat out there. If you haven't seen it, we're about to tell you about it. So
yes, ma'am. So that was one thing that caught my attention, that whole situation with my boy Eric Sermon. Then, of course, I'll Be Sure. That's another homie, and that's another homie right there with the whole situation with Kim Porter.
He was Mr. Steal Your Girl with her.
Man, he was, yeah. And truth be told, I think he has something to do with her death.
Oh boy, stop! God, save us. Why?
I'm just saying because I'm saying because she was a healthy girl, and all of a sudden she just dies, from pneumonia.
Why must you jump off the cliff every episode?
Bro, listen, man. Listen, I take notes, bro. I'm listening to other people's, like what they're saying.
This guy be going way over there.
I'm telling you, bro. This dude.
Okay. This is an observation. This is an observation.
Just speak on it, bro.
The demise in every circumstance is all linked back to a female.
Mm, mm,
You know what I'm
mm.
saying? Like his demise is all linked back to a female. All of it. Besides the
So we're gonna
trampling.
blame women is what we're gonna do.
No. What I'm saying is the common denominator in most of the situations were females. It's not the females. It's
I think the
him
common
and his.
denominator is ego.
No, listen to what I'm saying before you become who you normally are on each episode. What I'm saying is the common denominator for this guy has been his inability to control himself when it comes to women. That's what I'm saying, to provide clarity and context, minus the trampling that we see at the beginning of the documentary, right? Because he was simply trying to put together a celebrity basketball game. Everything after that, there's a female connected to it that he's in pursuit of, or he has, now
He likes
engaged with.
control.
Right. Okay. So that's what I'm saying. The common denominator is that. I'm not saying it's the female. So relax.
I think it was all ego. So it was ego when he tried to steal Albie Shore's girl. It was ego when he was
He
trying
didn't
to
try
get.
to steal. He did steal.
He
It's
did
it,
steal
yeah.
his girl, and took his time with it.
But
It was
but
ego
there's a
when he
rule with
Suge's girls.
that there's a rule there. If he can take your girl, she was never your girl to begin with.
Right, but it was all driven by his own ego, is what I'm saying. It had nothing to do with the women per se. It was more
I'm
so,
not-
I can get this over you because I'm a bigger man than you are. I have more clout. I have more pull. I'm a god.
I hear you, and I don't disagree with that. I'm simply stating in all the pursuits, any female that he got minus Eric Sermon's friend, it was simple. Like, look, if that's your girl, then she should be able to establish that I'm with him. Go on somewhere with that. But instead, it was like, you.
Well, let me ask you a question. Just I'm throwing it out there. This a guy code. Like, do you go after your boy's ex-girlfriend? Is that how you move? Like I wouldn't like I have I had a friend of mine who approached. So my boy was married. He got divorced, and then he went and approached my
The ex-wife?
friends. Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck was that about? Like, bro, that's a code. Like, you don't do that shit. Like, there's plenty of fish in the sea, but you want to go after that, and knowing that that's your boy's ex. I don't know. I just
that was
Is there a
the
code
rule
though? Because women do that.
the rule applies there too. That wasn't your boy. That wasn't your homie from the beginning.
I needed to ask this question, fool. I needed to ask this question.
It's the same thing. Like I'm saying, if that's your girl and she go with somebody and you saying that's your girl, that wasn't your girl. And the same thing as that was your homie, that was my friend. If he go do that, he was never really your friend, because there should be and there is a code. At least engage in an actual conversation with said person. But neither party is doing that, then that was never yours to begin with. You know what I'm saying? But we got to move along, because the reality is this dude was definitely on a God complex. His ego drove him, and there was a lot of we had a discussion, maybe episode 2, about other people involved in situations like this, because he's the face of it, right? But the entire documentary, we see accomplices talking. They legit were accomplices.
There were people
Besides
who
maybe one or
said
two
that they helped create the beast, essentially.
Yeah. They're accomplices.
And it's almost like it's an abusive relationship, I think, with all of those people, though, because he had them under, they kept talking about it was like a common theme. They all talked about being under his spell, so to speak. Like they, at a time were very engrossed in him and his manipulation and all of that stuff. And it took them time to be away from it, to then go, oh, that was crazy. Like, yeah.
There's so much dynamics to this documentary, like besides the situation with Cassie, even with Aubrey, like it's just like so many things that people that worked with him before. I mean, I even felt bad for the guy who created or co-founded Bad Boy. Yeah, it's like Like,
I feel
but
bad for the dude who did his last album
Lil
mm,
Rod
and then didn't get paid. And
I mean, he
was
woke
got
up
some
sore.
money, but not all of the money. Like he was just,
They offered him 20. They offered him 29 grand.
29,000. Yeah.
But
it's
the thing
crazy.
is, here's the thing. That's a formula. He didn't invent that formula. That's a formula he learned, right? Like he learned that formula over at what is that? Not Arista, but Uptown,
Mhm.
right? It's a formula, right? As far as from the position of finances, right? In my opinion, it's a formula, right? But
Well, they were
the other,
saying he loved to have other people wanting. Like he had the money to pay them, but would purposely not pay them to keep them in a deficit, to keep them beneath him and keep them needing things from him.
king complex.
Yeah.
hmm
All that said, though, I want to go back to the beginning of the documentary because this one really struck a chord with me, and we spoke a little bit to this last night. The fact that you can take a girl who did you no harm and drug her and then do your thing and videotape the entire thing, and then not just that, but put it on a big screen for
So have other
others
people watch it, yeah.
to watch. So not only did you violate her trust, violate everything that is her, but then to add insult to injury, you take that extra step to humiliate her in front of people when she's not even in the room. That to me is a different level of evil. And I think there's a special place reserved in hell for that. Personally.
I agree. Now she's when I was watching the documentary, I could, she was extremely shook and like, even talking
Even
about it.
years and years later, you could see the pain in her face. You could see the tears in her eyes. Like those are things. And as a woman who has gone through similar things, I will tell you that it never leaves you. You're completely scarred always. So to do that and then just go about your life and your business and then deny it later is crazy. Like that is a different level of sociopath.
I agree. And
there's a different level of your desire for acceptance, because when you think about that, like you've heard several times where people are like, they talk to their homeboys about, oh, I hooked up with such and such. That's different. Like you talking to your homeboys and it's limited to how far the conversation can go, rumor mills. But when you document it and then you show it to people, it's really for them to boost you and your ego, because you didn't need to go that far. You could have shared that experience with your close friends,
Right, but it wasn't
but
even an experience like
no,
it was a regular consensual experience. It was a rape.
no, I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that. I get that. What I'm saying is, homies, men talk. When we're young men, we talk. When we hook up with a female, you best believe there's at least one, if not more, in your friend circle that you're going to share I hooked up with such and such. That's the block. That's the circle. He took it beyond the block, beyond the circle. Like, hey, everybody, look at me. This is what I do. And for what?
Well, they had mentioned, I'm not going to remember the dude's name, but they mentioned that drug lord or whatever that would do the same thing to
Alpo.
Yeah. And so he wanted to be like him and got it. But at the same time, bro, come on.
Oh, I don't disagree with what you said as far as like I thoroughly know. Yeah, there's a special place for that person, for them doing that, and anybody engaged in that, because she's out of her mind. She can't consent. Like, what's wrong with you? Because I've said this to my daughter. Like, look, when it comes to sexual relationship, women are the gatekeepers. She says yes or she says no. Anything other than that, it's assault. Like, if she didn't say yes, it's assault, because she's the gatekeeper. You can't, drug the gatekeeper or beat up the gatekeeper just to do that. That's rape, my boy. You know what I'm saying? So you can't do that and think it's okay. And so to hear from that young lady, you know what I'm saying, all the way to if the accusations are true, what is her name? Aubrey O'Day. Another person saw her drugged out of her mind and Y'all just taking it? Like, what are y'all doing?
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
and then that goes back to the thing you said about the people around you, right? Because everybody in that room who saw that video and said nothing
Right,
didn't
accomplices.
go to the police and didn't do anything about it because that's
Mhm.
like
Look, it's
you're
even
part of
even
it.
crazy. Street justice. Yo, that's my homegirl sister. The fuck? Hey, we dragging you, my boy. That's the truth. If you at least apply that, like, yo, I got a sister. If somebody did that to my sister, I'd fuck him up. Yo, that's somebody's sister. We gotta fuck him up.
Right.
That's true. Nah, it's the story just gets deeper and deeper. It's like it's just insane. And my thoughts. Oh, let me ask you guys a question on these thoughts of mine. How Biggie relationship with Pac. Diddy was mad jealous. Can you see it that he was, that he was mad jealous of
Yeah.
their relationship? I mean, I truly feel like there's a connection between, you know, Pac's death to Diddy and
I don't think that it was a jealousy of because you see his after story, right? How he was like, I feel pretending to be super heartbroken, right? But I think it was more of a control thing, just like with everybody else. Because if Pac was that tight with Biggie, Pac was in his ear. So he wanted to be the only person in Biggie's ear, is how I took that. Is I don't want anybody that could get between me and you and what I'm telling you to do. Like when he was like, I need you to go to Cali. When that was not a safe place for Big at the time. And if you were thinking about it as his friend, his true friend, you wouldn't have put him in that situation. But
this should have never happened. That should have never
yeah,
happened.
but
And I,
because of my ego, I'm gonna put you there. And so had he still been tight with Pac might have been like, or Pac still been around, he'd been like, hey, that's probably not the best move. You know what I'm saying? Like if you have someone good in your ear that's a solid person, it's intimidating to people who want to control you. It's the same reason why abusers isolate their victims. They isolate the women in their lives to be like, oh no, you shouldn't talk to your mom, you shouldn't talk to your dad, you shouldn't talk to your sister. I'm the only person that you can trust.
mhm.
It's abuse.
Listen,
I think
listen.
I th- mm,
No,
I
go
th-
ahead, go ahead, folks. Go
mm,
ahead.
I think to not give too much power as far as the documentary influencing, you know what I'm saying, my opinion. First thing I'd say, because I've watched and heard, other clips from Tretch to Mace, to DJ Quick, who said there was never really a East Coast West Coast beef, right? Because everybody was cool with everybody. It was them two, you know, circles that had an issue, right?
Yeah.
And how they could travel from the East Coast to the West Coast. And, Method Man picked up Corrupt, and Daz to go work on music when they came to New York and vice versa. So the thing about it is everybody is in the industry and they have their own circle of friends, right? And so there's a level of safety and confidence that you can have when you say, hey, I'm going out this way, I'm going out this way. Like I want to believe that even when Biggie was celebrating his accomplishments for his birthday party and we see Pac there and Diddy's there and they're all on that stage, they're all sharing that stage together, right? Like there's no conflict there, right? So the question of jealousy becomes, well, if you were jealous, how was that even allowed for us to be in the same room like this on a consistent basis,
Well, that was
right?
prior, right? Wasn't that was first? That was before. What do you call it? That's the way it was presented anyway. That was before he started making these moves to kind of separate,
Right.
to
And,
create.
and you the point I was getting to is that, you know, everybody's sharing stages, whether it's parties, whether it because even in Atlanta, right? When in the documentary it says that Suge's homie got shot, they're sharing, they're both in the same city at the same time, at the same club,
Mhm.
you know? If there's beef like this, like how do we even allow that, right? And who are the people around us that can protect, that know how to like really shield and protect us, right? Because we have friendships in each particular city that we go to. So when I think about it, I'm like, okay, like I could go to some places where somebody don't like me, but there are other people there that like me. You got to have a strong amount of people that say, like you said, hey man, it ain't that safe for you. You know what I'm saying? You probably shouldn't be here. You
Right.
know? So the thing is, when you have a king complex or a god complex, you trying to flex
Hmm.
and you put people in danger, you know? And that's what he did.
And it also makes it seem like because he was supposed to go to London, Big was supposed to go to,
Mm-hmm.
and it was
They
planned for
canceled that trip.
he canceled it. So like it made me wonder because of how much he benefited and because of that contract that he had with and he had given everything that Big wanted. It
Mm-hmm.
makes me wonder. It makes me wonder. That's all I'm saying.
I
It's
mean, the circumstances make you are is the circumstances always gonna make you wonder. You know what I'm saying? There's no way you can't. The breadcrumbs lead you to say, damn, these things make sense. Like, okay, Mace said when Mace was on Bad Boy, he's had a great relationship with Cam. He didn't bring Cam to Diddy. He brought Cam to Biggie.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because of his experience with
Right.
Biggie and his experience with Diddy. Just I can't bring it to this guy because this guy on some other shit. Let me bring it to somebody who's really on something about seeing you go up. Same thing with Pac. Pac just saw another dude from the other coast who was popping off and wanted to support and get behind him to show that, hey, I want to support my brother in his plight and his pursuit.
And Pac was magnetic. I love how they talked about that part of it because they were like all the women loved him, but also like he had a thing. Like if
Mm-hmm.
Pac was talking, you were listening, and he had
Mm-hmm.
a genuine likability just across the board, whether he was in the movie or when he was speaking to the media about things he was passionate about revolutionary um,
Mm-hmm.
movements and things like that. Like he was inspiring to a
Mm-hmm.
whole generation of people. And, I think that power they talked about without needing to manipulate people, without needing to lie and cheat and do all that. Like we envied that. Like,
listen. I'm gonna tell you something. I was with Biggie 2 days before he died.
Mm.
Let me show you something real quick in the back.
oh, we
You
can't.
know, can we see it? Can we see it in the back? And I'm trying to.
We're gonna have to put it up as a pop-up. Oh, there we
Yeah,
There
go.
you go. That's you to the left.
It's
yeah.
cutting. Yep. It's
It's
cutting his
cutting
head
the
off.
head. Yeah, it's kind of cutting the head. Yeah, it's kind of weird, but
We know the
and
shirt. We know the chain.
you know what I'm saying. So just
That had to be crazy for
we
you.
we
I
spoke
when Pac died,
about
and I wasn't even that close.
we
So,
spoke about his fear of being in Cali,
Mm-hmm.
and he said, the boss, he just needed us to be here. And I'm like, well, if he didn't feel safe, why did you even pull up? You know what I'm saying? He goes, we had no choice. We had to do it. Yeah, we had like literally like a 10-minute conversation about that, like how, like I was just asking him questions like, what, was, this whole East Coast, West Coast thing. It's like, how do you feel about, being in in LA and with this temperature? And he's like, man, I'm scared. I'm scared.
Yes. But listen
anybody
to
would
what
be.
he said. Listen to the response. This goes back to keeping people in a deficit so they could need him. We had to do it. What do you mean we had to do it? Who's the only person I could tell you have to do it when you're scared and you know you shouldn't be in this climate or this temperature? Someone who has control over what can and cannot happen to you financially. We had to do it. I'd be like, look here, man, that don't make no sense. I'm jumping on a plane.
Right. Like
It's
you
like what
can
it's like what you say, the cancellation of that trip to Paris was like like was really like, come on, man, keep it
Yeah.
moving.
I don't know what your agenda is, boss, but that don't make no sense. We don't need to be here that long. I'm out. So dock my pay, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy.
And then to claim you're such good friends with someone, but then they have a huge opportunity, like being on the cover of Rolling Stone, and you're like, I'm taking the cover, sir.
But
Crazy.
remember, you were taught that no one can be bigger than you. Oh, okay. It's a backward concept, man. It's a very backward concept.
What do you guys think on a crazy note? Biggie paying for his own funeral.
I saw posts that someone said that his estate came back and said that that was not true. That that came out of Diddy's pocket. And he's always taking care of the family, and so that's not factual. So I don't know. Can it happen? I mean, yeah, because truthfully,
could that have been a coerced post?
I mean,
no, it could be, but think about it. Record labels know how to hide the money, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and they know how to make expenses pop up that you didn't know that you had, right? And they recoup the money that they loan you, right? So, is it fathomable? Yes. Can we confirm or deny it? We'll never know. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Does it make sense? It does make sense.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? But
Well, they said
without
that
actually,
you would never know anyway because they didn't know what deal was actually laid out because
right,
the contract was changed
right. That's what I'm saying.
for them. So
Because you think about it, a lot. Unfortunately, anybody that's gonna come for me, it's your business. But the reality is, there are a lot of record labels who take out a life insurance policy on their artists.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because they're in a climate where if they pass away, we can generate some income off of their passing.
It's a smart thing to do. Smart thing
Business
to do.
is business.
Business is, they got to protect their
Business.
investment.
Yeah.
From a business perspective, you know what I'm saying?
I'm not here to judge. I'm simply like,
I am. It's wrong.
I'm not here to judge. I'm saying that there are practices that fall into line where if something were to occur, somebody could get a big check. And who's to say with that big check you can't take care of a funeral with somebody else's passing?
Mm-hmm. Very true. Very true.
Business is business.
But once again, I recommend everybody that's watching to, if you have not seen the documentary, please take a few hours. It's gonna be what? It's 4 hours. Huh?
It took me a minute trying to, but I got through all the episodes.
You got your popcorn ready. You were in it.
Yeah, a lot of it was triggering. The Cassie stuff was really triggering. I feel bad for that girl. She was a baby.
But she was. Let's me and Full need to dive into that situation. I mean, trust me, all that stuff that happened, the beating and all that stuff, all that stuff that we saw. But listen, Full wants to dive into this situation. I mean, even though she was a baby and all that stuff was happening, but the question is, like, especially with this dude, the will come there and take care of business and get paid. Because Fool said, I would do it in a heartbeat. 6,000 a session or a visit. Sign me up. But
for 6 years, my boy. Was it 6 or 8 years?
I think it was 6
years.
Made
a lot of money, but I mean, also the.
You know what? Okay. Wait.
That the trauma of all of that, being groomed into that, because they said he took his time getting with her. He had her change her hair, do all the things that he wanted her to do, and she was just like, yes.
So you feel like so who do you think set this whole thing up? Diddy was like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna hire somebody, and you're gonna just have, we're gonna get
he was in control of everything.
We're gonna have the freak offs with this dude, because it's funny. I saw him on an interview, and I learned something that I had no idea. So he said that Cassie called him and wanted him to pull up, but he was like, listen, I'm celebrating my anniversary with my girl. And she was pissed. She goes, I don't give a fuck. You need to come now. So he was thinking like, money, fuck, my girl's gonna be pissed. I had to come up with an excuse. So he eventually left LA or wherever he was and went to go see her. She pulls up. They do, they get busy or whatever. Like, she was in her fields, but the thing that got my attention was that um they got down and dirty, right? And then all of a sudden he was like, "Yo, man, like, why, like, am I all messy?" So he turns the lights on and noticed that there was blood everywhere. And obviously, Cassie didn't tell him that she was on her period. And then he said that that right there is considered assault or something on a male. If you're on your period and a girl makes you have sex with her, that's something.
Makes you.
Do you know what I'm talking about? See?
Okay, let's stop for a second. Is it
a crime?
Let's stop for a second.
No.
Let's stop for a second. Let's stop for a second.
I was like, is this for real?
See, you need listen. I need you to stop jumping off the ledge, first of all, and secondly,
I'm talking
about him.
Okay.
But
I'm watching
who's
this interview.
Who's the gatekeeper? Who's the gatekeeper?
Diddy.
No. Who's the gatekeeper?
Oh, the girl.
Okay, so she's the gatekeeper. She allowed entry. Okay. At the end of the day, he was hired, and whatever the contractually, this is the task at hand. This is what you're supposed to do. It's in your contract for him to go and do such. Right? Look, the gatekeepers told you entered. This is your job. Okay. So where's the assault?
Furthermore, I don't believe anything Diddy said now. I'm just gonna put that out there. But
No,
B, going back to her, the reason I don't believe that outside of it coming from Diddy's mouth is that the mindset she was in and their whole relationship dynamic, where people said he would jump, she'd say how high. Like he had that girl do whatever, whenever, however, because he had such of a mind control in that girl. And when she did try to push back, like pouring the dude a drink when he said don't pour him a drink, she got her butt whooped. So she's gonna do what the person in charge, the person who is her enslaver, honestly, to do. She's gonna do what he says to do because she knows what the consequences are. She's gonna get dragged down a hallway. She's gonna get punched in the face. She's gonna get kicked.
The gatekeeper.
Yeah, no, I don't believe that. So no. Assault, yeah, okay. Assault is all the things he did. That was assault.
No, but I was just asking, like I was saying, this is coming from the guy who was having sex with her, like her sex worker was like.
Oh, I thought you said Diddy was saying.
No, not Diddy. I was saying like it was coming from the sex worker that he was like.
That's what he said.
Like she said, oh, I'm sorry. He said that she just jumped on him, that boom, 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 like bam, 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 in the dark, he couldn't see much. They were doing their thing, like always. But she was on her, and he was like, "Why didn't you tell me that you were on your period?" But it's just, is that considered assault? I'm like, okay, like what is this? This is coming from his mouth on this interview.
If he's basing it on disease, right? The transmission of disease, you're gonna get that anyway by entering in the first place. So
without protection. So.
Yeah.
No, I think he's speaking from the position of.
Ew, gross.
No, not from that position. He's speaking from the position, if I was aware, I would not engage in the behavior because it's unsanitary. I would have said no, and then that no could potentially turn into assault because he would have said no, and she would have forced him. Then it potentially could have turned into assault because he said no. That's what he's saying.
Facts.
Okay. If he said no.
If he was aware,
he wasn't.
Remember, because
Yeah.
he was unaware because it was in the dark, and he engaged and proceeded. And once it was over, he then had the opportunity to
Yeah.
get an idea of his surrounding. And when lights are on, you're like, wait,
He
whoa,
was.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
He's like,
He was upset, and I think she ended up apologizing eventually for not
right,
letting him
because
know.
because you made me create a murder scene. Damn, what's going on here? There's blood and gore everywhere. You ain't telling me none of this, right? Because I
Mm-mm.
would have said
That part.
no.
What a
Yeah,
mess.
I would have said no. That would have been assault had I said no. But I mean, at the end of the day, my boy, it is what it is. You getting
It's
6 bands? Shut up. Get your 6 bands and be quiet, my boy.
6 bands, and then also,
Flued out.
hotels.
listen,
but
listen.
also
The
Cassie.
other question you gotta ask. Let me preface this because I don't want to trigger, kumbaya down there. Um, uh,
What's really going on?
what? Because what's the girl name? Damn, what's her name? His assistant.
Oh,
She
I
had a
know who you're talking
real.
about.
I forget. The name was very interesting. But either way, what was her intention? What was her desire for this man? Her desire was to hopefully take Kim Porter's place and become the mother of his children and become the number one girl and not play backseat to Kim Porter, the children, and then her. Because she was number 3.
Yo, that part was crazy on the show, like how they would they were right there next to each other, and it was like,
Right.
But I'm
what?
sure there were things promised to her as well. I'm sure he told her that they were going to have this whole future. He kept telling her that he was going to release her album, that she was going to be the biggest star out. And what did we hear from Cassie? We heard that first song that came out from her, and then what?
Okay. So then what we're saying is most of the individuals, victims, as well as accomplices, were all drunk off of fame and or monetary gain. So if
But
you
also
drunk,
psychological abuse.
some of it is you psychologically abusing yourself too. The writing be on the wall sometimes, but your desire becomes stronger than the message that's on the wall. It's just like the same thing with R. Kelly. Y'all females know that he do this to all these people, right? Y'all know this, right? But he could make me a star. Shawty, it's other people that can make you a star. But you fame drunk. You drunk on what could be. You lying to yourself at times. And like you say, some people are well aware of the consequences of just trying to exit, you know? And you gotta be a strong person to say, I would rather death than be in this situation, you know? So
And
it's,
that
it's
leads me to Kim, though. I wonder how I'm not going to say it was easy for her to separate, but she was being abused too. Not to the extent Cassie was, maybe, but she was able to be like, I want a divorce. I'm done with this.
I mean, the question
she,
is how aware was Kim of the
very,
situation?
very, very, very.
So
They were
she,
in the same room. They were in the same events. Same room.
so she was allowing this shit to go down.
No, it's
She
not.
was telling him,
She didn't have the control to allow.
right.
She had to accept.
The situation.
Yeah, remember
Yeah.
when they were like, she was like, get your bitch to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not doing
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. You know. But I mean, I don't want to use this. The irony. I was having this conversation with one of my homies a couple of days ago. And as you observe all these powerful men and the secrets that come out with them, I'm going to need you to get the applause thing ready for this individual, um, Neo. Because Neo, instead of secrets and all this other stuff, he's like, this is my lifestyle. Okay? This is what I choose to do. Anybody interested in this lifestyle? This is what's going to be. There is little room for confusion or judgment. This is what I enjoy. Okay, so I'm going to put it all on Front Street for the world to see. And all you can do is say, well, how have you accomplished that? Because I'm transparent with these individuals who are with me. and I tell them what my expectations are, and they get to make the decision if they want to be part of that, right? If you don't, that's fine. You're welcome to go on with your journey. Just know you don't have any more access in my lifestyle. Like, so to me, I'm like, yo, a lot of these guys who are in positions of power, it would have been easier if they was like, this is me. This is my lifestyle. If you're interested, cool. If you're not, cool. But this is me.
No, that second part. If you're not, cool. Because you can't have, in his mind, you can't have that choice. If I want you, if you're Cassie, and I think that you are gorgeous, and I want you on my arm, I'm gonna have you, whether you are cool with this lifestyle, whether you're not cool with this lifestyle, whether you want to get your butt beat, whether you don't. It is my prerogative to have you because I want you, and I said I'm gonna have you, so I'm gonna have you.
Okay. But you didn't hear what I said though.
What?
I was
You said
simply
that you
saying,
avoid issues. Yes.
no, I didn't say they could avoid. Okay. What I'm saying is these, because you shouldn't have to put your hands on nobody that don't want to be there. They don't want to be there. Why are you dragging them down hallways? They don't want to be there.
Exactly.
It's simple as that, right? That's not a lifestyle. That's a that's a way that you're expressing your trauma for not being able to have control when you were young, right? And so now you trying to inflict that pain on somebody else. That's not a lifestyle. You need some therapy, my boy. Okay. But what I'm saying in the arena of how Neo has gone about it to display his lifestyle and his enjoyment of, the company of multiple women, right? Because that's the same thing Diddy was saying. Hey, I enjoy the company of multiple women. Okay. And these are the things that I enjoy to do, that I choose to do and enjoy doing with these particular women, right? There's no room for public confusion or public judgment, right? Because you're fully aware, right? He's not controlling anybody. He's simply saying, I'm going to control my own environment and allow only people who want to be in my environment, right? That's what I'm saying. It's like, yo, shout out to Neo for going at it a way that is very transparent. So there's no room for confusion. There's no room for any rumor mills like what we're talking about right now, because all the secrets that we finding out, like I told LP earlier, I was like, the only thing that really caught me off guard, I was like, I ain't never even think about any heavy drug use until they was like, yeah, he was on this. I'm like, God, dog, like you out there. You know what I'm saying?
What was it?
And we're all-
MDMA and ketamine?
and the baby oil. What the hell? You like, what the hell is going on? Right?
How
But
many
they
bottles of baby oil can one possibly be?
I don't know. You must be ashy as hell.
They said there was a bunch of bottles, and then there was a plastic bag with multiple empty bottles.
right, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Like, yo, the ability to be very transparent about what your desires are, how you view your life and whatnot, it would definitely be in a lot of these powerful men and women's interests to just keep it a buck from the beginning. This is what I'm about. This is what I like. If you're not about it,
And I
you know what I'm
agree
saying?
with
It is
you.
what it
I
is.
just don't think it would have worked for Diddy, because then the control element is removed from that.
But no, the control element, you then really can control the narrative, because then nobody can be like,
No.
you know.
Yes.
Right.
All of that's true. What I'm
Right.
saying is, for that particular individual,
Mm-hmm.
he liked being able to degrade other people.
Yeah.
It wasn't about keeping it a buck with anybody. Like, it
Right.
was, it was, I need to be in control wherever and wherever and however. And yeah, the abuse, I think, was a thrill for him.
My boy Leo says monogamy is hell of a thing on the chat.
I mean, tell Lions that.
Leo,
Tell Lions about
did you watch
monogamy.
the documentary, bro? Did you finish it?
You know, lions couldn't eat if it weren't for the women, right?
You know, lions have multiple. You know, lions have multiple women, right?
They do, but all they do is lay there, and the
Doesn't
women
matter. It don't matter. They playing their role. They went to go get the food. He gonna protect them when the beef go down. What's the problem?
It's crazy.
Everybody playing their role, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yo, Marco, did you watch the documentary? Marco, I want to see my boy Marco. Did you watch the doc? Come on, let's go. Everybody's joining. talking
Yeah.
about the shenanigans. But
Shenanigans over
listen, at the end of the day, um, guilty or not guilty
Of what?
of
everything.
everything.
I mean, the court has already said guilty. The court of public opinion now is also going to say guilty. The question is, what does the public do after 50 months?
But I think it's even a bigger question than that, right? Because, I mean, clearly, Diddy's guilty of a lot of things. But there are a lot of people who are guilty of the same things all throughout this race.
Well, the question is he going to get pardoned?
I mean, the guy who brought what 400 tons of cocaine into the country, he was pardoned. So
Listen, with this, this thing in power right now, we never know what's going to be coming our way.
And it all comes down to, how much does this world value women and girls? And until that answer is we value them.
Here she go.
They're never going to. No, that's the reason why most cases of rape and all of that stuff do not yield a long-term sentence. There was that one that kid a few years ago who raped a girl behind a trash can or whatever, but he was like a star.
In Stanford, yeah. Stanford.
Who served what? Like
Yeah.
It's no one cares is the problem.
I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you that no one cares, right? No one cares. All right. So young ladies come into the world knowing that no one cares, right? So that's how they come into the world, right? So if nobody cares, whose responsibility is to care?
Let us know, fool. Let us know.
You.
Their mamas.
Come on, shorty. The thing about it is just like anything else. I've said this to my daughter. I always go back to my daughter. I always reflect on my 8 sisters. Okay? This is the jungle. Whether it's concrete or not, we are the lions. Y'all are the prey. I'm going to catch the flack for it. It is what it is, right? But that's my worldview and that's my observation. So my job is to talk to my young lady and say, niggas ain't shit. Okay? And just what niggas want. Okay? And so there is a task and a job that you have to do your best. That doesn't mean it's always going to work, because the case you just said in Stanford, shorty, how did you get yourself behind a damn trash bin? Hella drunk for some boy to find you. Hella drunk.
No, he took her out there.
No. She was found there, and he took an opportunity. He didn't take her back there. Okay? The thing is, there are a lot of situations where young ladies put themselves in compromising positions, and I want to be the first to say, like, why did no one talk to you about do your best not to put yourself in a compromising position? Roll with the pack of ladies. These men are hunters. We out here hunting. Okay, y'all the prey. It's an unfortunate double standard. I get it.
So that's the other thing, though. It always comes down to, if something happens, the first question is always, well, what was she wearing? Where was she at? Was she drinking? It doesn't matter. It should not matter.
What should matter?
It should not matter what she's wearing, what she is doing.
I was provoked.
No one should feel that they have the right to your body. It is your body, your being. No one should it still irks me to this day when a dude will grab your hand or grab your shoulder or grab your waist or grab your ass, and you have a reaction to it and tell him to get his hands off you, and he goes, bitch. And like I am entitled to you. How dare you tell me no? Like, that is the world we live in.
Nobody should No one should. We learned this in elementary school. Nobody should touch nobody. Keep your hands to yourself. I don't disagree. Okay, I don't. But to
That's
your
what
question,
they feel like they
to your question about, or not question, to your statement about, it shouldn't be about what she's wearing, right? I mean, we've heard this before. If I'm wearing an officer's uniform and a group of people are chasing you, right? And you run up on me and say, officer, help me. And I say, what makes you think I'm an officer? Well, you're in a uniform, aren't you, Shirley? Okay, I can have a uniform and a gun. That don't make me a police officer. It could be kind of Halloween, or I could just feel like wearing an officer's suit, right? The perception is, I'm sorry. The perception is, like I said, if you go back to what I said, hey, I don't want you to be out there looking like prey. Okay. And the
What if
crazy part,
that's
and
full on
because on the other side,
what?
you on the other side, this how nefarious my species could be. Because I know what the rebuttal is, because I've heard it from my daughter. I could be covered all the way, and my shoulders to my ankles covered, and guys are gonna catcall. Yes, I know. That's an unfortunate thing.
It
We
happens to
suck.
women in
And
countries
right,
who are all the way
right.
covered,
You-
except
You're
for
right.
like
But right. So imagine if it's happening when they covered like that, right? What you just said. It's still happening when they covered like that. Now you're giving them a grand view of what the possibilities are. He just gonna turn into a salivating lion. He not gonna just be a lion who's hunting. He gonna become a salivating lion because he can see
not
all
as
that
the
is offered.
consequence is castration.
Okay, now I don't disagree with that either.
Damn.
Look, no, for sure. Like LP, off top. If that's what you want to do, my boy, we should chop it all off for you. Because at the end of the day, you shouldn't
Hard
do that
after
to a female. You shouldn't do you shouldn't do that at all to a female. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't do that at all because she the gatekeeper. If you spit your game right and present yourself the right way, she might grant you access because women are nefarious or notorious for picking losers anyway, right? So if
Oh,
he if he a loser with
boom,
good game,
boom, boom.
right? If he a loser with good game, he could talk her out of that anyways. He don't gotta take it. She the gatekeeper. Come up with your best game. Don't try to take it from her. And if you do,
or learn how to take no. Jesus.
because
Like
it's a
why
whole bunch of females who gonna say
rejection so
yes.
hard? Literally, go ask somebody else if she says no.
It's crazy. Listen,
It's not crazy. It's a cycle.
we're the lions, like my man said.
We're the lions. Sorry, gotta pray. Yeah, you know. That's why what they said. What they say. If a woman was, would women rather be in the forest with a bear or what was that
Bear.
thing?
Absolutely a bear. 100% the bear.
But it's crazy. So we're the
With this-
lions. We're the lions, but they control everything.
Right.
Do we
Exactly. Yes, you do. You're the
Mm-mm.
think about it.
Gatekeeper.
Exactly. You're the gatekeeper. If you say
though?
yes,
About that.
we can right. Anything
Okay.
else is considered assault or rape. Right? Anything else. Again, this is my worldview. I ain't forcing this on nobody. But anything else, because you're the gatekeeper, you have control. Okay? It's what was it? Oh shoot. It was a Bible movie, right? Where the line was dope. It was his wife. And he still asked her for permission after they had already gone through foreplay and everything, and she laid down and offered herself to him, he still asked her for permission. He didn't just take it, and that was his wife. And I was like, oh, that's dope, because at the end of the day, she's still the gatekeeper. Okay, so you just can't take it, right? Because y'all the gatekeepers. That's the truth. When it comes to sex, y'all the gatekeepers. It ain't us,
And
right?
that's how you
But
beat out
we
the
the
real
lions.
men, always. Because real men know that.
No, like you the gatekeeper. Shawty, like, look, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, just do your best not to put yourself in questionable positions. You know what I'm saying? And then God, hopefully, you know what I'm saying? When certain situations happen like that, where a woman has been wrong, send him to the doctor. We chopping it all off. You don't need it. You don't need it. We don't need anybody like you in the ether of the culture that's gonna do that.
And then
Because
if it's a child, dice it.
if it's a child, what?
If it's a child, dice that shit.
No, they're not
Okay.
gonna.
I
They're
think
not gonna get no more oxygen, shorty. What we talking about? Dicing it. It's oxygen. You out of there? A child?
Oh
No,
my
nigga,
God.
you tripping. You tripping.
Oh my Lord. Anyways, guys, with that said, we could dive into this conversation and we could be talking about this for hours, but
Mhm.
it's almost that time. But I don't want to leave you just there because we still need to discuss a little bit of news that happened
Mhm.
this week, and we also have to talk about original audio music as well. So before we leave you beautiful people, let's dive into some news. See,
All
let's
right.
talk.
I'm going to start with entertainment because it's a little bit softer. Netflix acquired Warner Brothers.
What do you guys think about that?
$82.7 billion deal.
That's huge.
So, yeah, they got HBO, HBO Max, DC Studios, major film and TV libraries all wrapped up in that. So, when we talk about monopolies, here we go.
It is. I think it's probably the best time for a lot of actors and actresses to have their own production companies, to put together their own content, to be able to bring to the gatekeeper that is known as Netflix, because they will have access to a lot of content, but they'll still be looking for more content. But because we're moving into the era of AI, I think a lot of actors and actresses are now in jeopardy of losing, this art of film, because we can generate our actors and actresses now, which then makes it where you may need to start making theater a focal point, because at least theater is where you can actually see the art of acting done live, right? Anything else, you're going to be in jeopardy as far as the art.
Yeah. And I went and watched Drunk Shakespeare here in DC about a week ago with my sister.
About a week ago.
It was an amazing show. Like the one guy out of all of the cast is drinking shots of whiskey the whole time, and then the other people are trying to keep him on script, right? Doing Shakespeare. It was really dope, and every single show is different. So in that regard, I think having live theater like that would give you a reason to,
It'll balance the entertainment playing field. You know what I'm saying? Because you'll have what you can see that is presented to you, packaged, and you can also have the opportunity to see this thing live and actually physically touch these people who are bringing this art alive. You know what I'm saying? Because when it comes to theater, it's not forgiving. You forget your lines, we know. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And there's a lot of there's been kind of this trend toward that recently. Denzel has a play, and just a bunch of actors and actresses that have been moving that way in recent years. So hopefully that trend continues, and we can, I think you can give AI its due without completely doing it, because I don't think it'll be the same. Again, we talk about the soul of something, and I think you miss some of that. You miss some of there's comedians, especially on set, where they would make up their own lines or something. They're improving. You don't stick to the script per se, and it ends up being better than it would have been. So,
I agree. So with that said, more entertainment news, see, or was that the only drop?
The only big drop this past week, and then I'm going to touch on some things that are happening in the world real quick. You have Middle East tensions still happening, still going on, flashes of violence and humanitarian crises in Gaza, the Rafah border. So even though there was this ceasefire, it's not all, kumbaya, as y'all say, yet. So keep your eye on that, and continue to pray for this, the human condition here across the world and the global space.
it never gets better. It's just I always feel like it's just when is it gonna? The question is when is it gonna end? I mean, like
It's not supposed to. It's not
when
supposed to.
people
Stop it.
stop
Stop
being
it.
greedy,
Stop
because
it.
there's
Stop
enough
it.
for everybody in this world. There really is.
It's never going to end. Stop it. Why y'all be acting like?
I,
Look,
I, hey,
struggle.
we have the president of peace. You
Look,
know what I'm saying?
no. The struggle and strife is part of life. Okay, you can't have all ups. You gotta have some downs. Okay,
Correct.
stop it. So it's just like when a business, like what was it? When you have a record label that becomes defunct, right? They close down. They come up with a new name and they open up. Then they keep doing the same thing, right? They close down again and then they open up with a new name,
It's a
right?
rotating door.
Exactly. It's not gonna be that. Stop looking for kumbaya. It's stop it. Like for real. There's there's going to be downs, so there could be ups. Those ups turn back into downs. It's the ebb and flow of life. Stop it.
All I'm saying is it could be better. We could still take care of people. I'm not saying there's
You
not
know
going to
why
be.
you know why you say that? You say that sitting from your comfortable chair at your home in the United States. Stop it. Enjoy your comfort.
What is Leo saying over here? I watch. Leo said, "There's no way of dealing with a bunch of terrorists that don't value life."
I know.
Who's the terrorist?
We are. Stop it. See, this is what I'm saying. You stop thinking. You stuck thinking that okay, we are in a nation where we're heroes or whatever the case may be. We terrorists too. We terrorize just as much as those other places where exactly. So
No,
we
yeah,
participate.
America is guilty of being,
Yeah, we
terrorizing
participate
nations.
too. We participate in the same thing.
Listen, they're terrorizing these boats outside Venezuela. We don't
Yeah,
even know if there's
yeah,
drugs. You
yeah,
think you haven't shown nobody no proof.
yeah. You see how he
Where's
looking?
Watched a very interesting video last night that
Yeah,
I shared with y'all. Watch that tonight.
you
man?
see how LP looking left and right when he's speaking. That's how we are in the world. We looking for the drama. We looking for what drama we can create. It's just part of the cycle.
Mm-mm-mm.
All right.
It's part of the
It's part of the
cycle.
You know,
cycle. That's all good, but I'm
you
still going to care about
you
that little girl that just got one
yeah,
person.
you
Nobody
should
said don't care.
and ask questions later.
I want something better for her. I want something better for everybody's kid. And I
I
think
do
that we
too.
all strive to be better. Even if we don't think it can get perfect, we can all do better.
Okay, so your statement though, we all should strive to be better, and we can do better. Better for some
Demand
of
more from world leaders to
okay,
make it better.
better. Your perception of better is whatever it is, while somebody else could say their perception of better is wiping out a whole bunch of people. It's happened before. Someone's perception of better was to wipe out a whole bunch of people. See that?
Is that what happened in
Your perception of better is led in evil, not in what
It's
better
but to them it's better. You seen the movie with Leonardo DiCaprio and Robert De Niro, The Killing of the Flower Moon, I believe it was, and what they did to the Osage Indians. They did that because they thought
in Oklahoma, yeah.
Right. And their perception was it would be better if we had control of this land. That's what better meant to them.
Right, but there was a money motive behind all of that.
Oil.
Everything is a money. Everything is an oil and money motive. What are we talking
root
about?
of all evil. Again, I'm worried about
people. The root of all evil is people.
Valuable.
The root of all evil is people.
My boy Leo says, read what he says. he's a mercenary. He wants to shoot first and ask questions later.
Ain't gonna be no questions. Ain't gonna be no question. That's his perception of better. You see,
cool,
that's his perception.
We just pardoned a guy who brought in 400 tons of cocaine.
Yeah, Leo,
Mhm.
what you got to say about that? That's your president right there, bro.
So
That's
I
his
mean,
perception of
tomato-
better.
No, that's his. They. Oh, pardon me.
cocaine is better than these other drugs out here. I mean,
I guess
no,
it's
I
cool
don't.
with that.
I
He
don't know
wants.
the rationale behind any of that. I'm not saying no names. All I'm
Listen,
saying is that did happen. So
yeah.
that's the fact that it did
You want to
happen.
control? You want to go control drugs and then you pardon people? Is crazy. But anyways, I might keep it moving.
Yes, let's
Anyways,
keep that moving.
let's keep that moving.
On to U.S. immigration, social safety tension. Recent court moves and policy shifts have triggered an uproar among immigrant and low-income communities. There is still on the deportation policy, and SNAP aid is under pressure as well. SNAP is a really important thing, like a really important entity, not just for people who some people deem shouldn't be able to eat or whatever, but honestly,
Crazy.
I'm confused. So if we're making so much money from all this so-called tariffs, and there's a rumor out there that somehow, some way, we're gonna get a $2,000 check next year because of the tariffs that we're making so much money. So why is SNAP a problem? SNAP?
Damn, Leo. No. Look at Leo's statement, L.
Let me put it up there. It's comedy. Come on by, baby. Come on by.
I need to get some air. I need to get some air.
I
love it. Oh my
He jumped off
God.
the bridge, boy.
Yo,
That
he
boy
sure
jumped
did.
off-
He sure did. Jump.
He jumped off the bridge.
Just for everybody's
On that-
education and knowledge, though, there are military service members on SNAP. There are all kinds of people on SNAP. SNAP is necessary for a lot of children to eat, and I'm in favor of children eating. I'm in favor of everybody eating. I don't care where you're from. If I have food on me, I'm gonna give you some food if you need food.
But if
Did you hear about the military men who were upset because their wives were detained by ICE?
There's been a lot of that happening.
Yeah, which is crazy.
I just watched a
American
story
military men.
today about a sailor who was pulled over and told to get out of his vehicle and produce identification, even though he was in uniform. And he produced his military ID, and they were like, "That's not enough. We need a passport in uniform with military ID." So yeah, all I'm saying is, if you don't pass the paper bag test, please keep your passport on you, keep identification on you. Not that that's going to ward off everything, but just to be safe, just
it's real in the field, baby.
Out of my purse.
Yeah, but you see, anyways,
listen,
we're making so much money with this tariffs that why is SNAP a problem? But anyways, it's just they just want to.
I mean, why is universal health care a problem? Why is any of the things that are meant to take care of people a problem? Other countries are doing it. We should, in theory, be able to do it because we're one of the richest economies in the world. Case in point, I read the other day that Israel has universal health care and free schooling.
Yeah, because we pay for it.
So I'm just saying we could replicate that here. We could use them as an example of how to set that up.
We pay for it. Fool. I'm jumping up the ledge. Who do you think pays for that?
Are you asking me?
Yes. America does.
Look,
Leo is on one. Okay, Leo.
It is part of the strategy to have have control in other parts of the world, and sometimes control looks like providing resources in other countries in order for them to be better or feel like they're being better.
So you brought it full circle. So you're saying we're Diddy.
Yes. I told you we terrorists too.
World Diddy. Hey.
Listen,
Diddy,
I
Daddy.
just told you. I said we terrorists too. I don't absolve us as a nation. We do what we feel like we need to do.
Hey,
Mm-hmm.
LP, I think you need to run that Diddy clip.
Which one?
The Diddy song.
Oh, hell yes. That's now we're talking some business, yo. That's now we're talking business. Yo, hold on, wait.
Hey.
Hold on. Leo's jumping off the ledge again, just FYI.
Well, I saw Leo.
But Leo hasn't answered the question. Why is your president pardoning a drug dealer? Are you okay with that?
Let me tell you something.
Are you okay with that, Leo? Because I want to know. I want to hear your
I
perspective.
was on 125 in St. Nick, chilling with this chick named Tom DeLeo. Was a hot girl. Never
I don't want to play it for too long because I don't want IG to cuss off. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
He's talking about. I don't even know what the hell. He's off the ledge. But anyways, we'll address Leo later because he's talking about taxes and why is other countries taxing us. It's always been this way, bro. We tax other countries, they tax us. It's a rotating door, bro. Do your research, man.
Fake, everything's fake news.
He's always fake news, bro.
If it's
Dude,
not,
he pardoned the
Why?
president. Come on, bro. It's not fake news, you dumb hoe.
Hey.
Nah, I'm talking to Leo. I'm not talking to nobody else. Excuse me. But anyways.
Leo's in good company. It's okay, Leo. We just got to read more, learn more, change the globe. That's all we got to do. Nas said it best.
That's true. That is true.
So let's all read.
Anyways, but back to business.
Back to business.
I wanted to.
Let's hop into the music part of today so we can wrap this up in a nice, happy, positive
way. My apologies for calling the HOE word. You know, he just gets me
under your skin.
Yeah, damn. Because there's ignorance that I like to tackle. So what are we talking about there, music wise?
Song. I was in the gym and it came on and I was like, oh, I've heard this before. And I was like, wait a minute, no, I haven't. And dance hall, one of my favorite.
Hold on. So are you speaking about the original song or are you speaking about the song that was sampled?
The song that sampled, yep.
Okay, so the song that we're gonna play is by its name. It's called Pity.
Yeah.
By Mahalia. Is that how you pronounce her name? Just wanted to make sure.
Mahalia.
Yeah. So I'm gonna play that, and then I'm gonna play the sample that they use to build on that song as well. So here we go.
Y'all can hear it.
Confession. Went from a spark to a sweet obsession. Caught in hot water, I know he got someone else, but writing about him is my new profession. And I plead no innocence for my situation, but I ain't cracked a smile for the longest duration. We born to live, but we only surviving, so I won't let my man stop my husband arriving. It's a pity. You already have a wife, and me have a one running on me life. Oh boy, it's just a pity.
Hey. Hey.
But you know, say we grown, so we have to do what we like. Yeah.
All right. I like it a lot.
What's that face? Cool.
So she met a man who already got somebody, and she got somebody, but it's a pity because she want the man who already got somebody. And then we ponder on the message that our young ladies pick up on and how they put themselves in compromising positions.
Yo, listen. She knows how to pick them.
Oh, damn.
The music. But anyways,
all I'm saying is it's a dope vibe.
Yes,
it's a dope vibe.
I like it. Let's play the sample. And it's called Pity as well.
We never, to be together. Go with ya, Tanya love ya. I say, it's a pity you already have a wife.
You see,
And me don't have a man in my life. Good boy, it is a pity. I say it is a pity. You already have your wife. And me have a one man in my life. Good boy, it is a pity.
and okay, so we've been disconnected from IG. I just want to let everybody know because they're haters. Anyways,
This is the only thing I consistently say when people go say, "Oh, the patriarch, ga." You have the control with your voice and your pen to write a message that is going to inspire and motivate the people who look like you, i.e., the ladies. And what do you write? That is what you write. And then you ponder on why the young ladies engage in the behaviors that they do, because they hear it from the individuals who look like you. Then they hear it from the gentlemen like us who gonna call you everything under the sun besides wife. So all I'm saying is music inspires and raises cultures. So when you
Yeah.
see questionable behaviors in cultures, let's not simply point fingers at the patriarch when the matriarch is also engaged in questionable behaviors and messages that are being put out there. It's a pity.
So what are the messages being released in the songs that are being written and pushed out by men?
I literally just said, don't just blame the patriarch. Also look at the matriarch. What I'm saying is life and love is complicated. Okay?
mhm.
Life and love is, you're down with OPP? Life and love is complicated.
True
It's
that.
a pity you got a man and you got a lady and I got a man, and and she looking for a rude boy.
I
We've
mean,
had
that's the
conversations.
same message though that was in Erykah Badu's "See You Next Lifetime," right? Like,
Oh.
she didn't say she was going to engage. She said it's a pity. Next lifetime, she said, "What am I supposed to do when I want you in my world? How can I want you for myself when I'm already someone's girl?" Right?
Preach.
Okay.
He said, "I
Who's the
guess I'll see you
gatekeeper?
next lifetime. I guess I'll
Who's
see
the
you
gate?
next lifetime."
Who's the gatekeeper? Who's the gatekeeper? So do you really believe it's gonna be next lifetime, or it's gonna be next week when I see you, when it's just you?
Next lifetime.
No, lies. Stop it. Remember, I said we are the hunters. Do you not think there are huntresses too?
Oh, they definitely are.
Okay, so
They definitely are. I said that
Okay.
earlier. I
okay,
said
so,
women do that too.
Mhm.
The
okay, so what? But the
that
gatekeeper.
original Tanya Stevens was from back in 2004. Tanya
Yes.
Stevens is
Mhm.
also featured in the new one.
Mhm.
Thank you for that note. But
So
I love it. It's a dope
it's
song.
not
I
indicative
like
of
it.
now. It is indicative of this is just a theme that has happened. It's life. Art
It's yeah,
imitates life.
it's a
Imitates art.
cycle. So then the whole point is always going to be, let's not blame anybody else besides life, because life is complicated.
No. I can blame Diddy.
See, look at
Mm-mm-mm.
that. Look at that.
Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm.
I feel so warm and cuddly when we have these conversations.
Mm-mm-mm.
I said if we never get a chance to be together, go with ya, Tanya love ya. I said it's a pity you already have a wife, and me don't have a man in my life. Good boy, it is a pity.
Rude boy.
I say it is a pity you already have your wife, and me have a one man in my life. Good boy, it is a pity.
Pity,
I was
pity.
just talking. The dance hall came on in my gym.
You heard
That's
what
all
she said? You heard what she said? It's a pity that you already got a wife and I don't have a man in my life. That's what she said. So even crazier is
Oh
what
my
she's
God.
saying. Out
No.
of all the men in the world, at this point, I want you. I want to take her spot.
Oh, we've had many conversations about this,
Fool is on
especially
one
with this
today.
new generation.
But have you guys seen the Club Shay Shay with Dr. I forget her name, it's Dr. Bryant, but she's a relationship psychologist. She literally, I saw this morning. She was like, yo, the crazy part about that is the side chick, because that's what the girl's saying she want to be, is the side chick. She actually believed that, he gonna leave the wife, to be with her or allow her to take the wife's position.
But that's always being said. You know how many men be saying that all the time?
Yeah. It's a pity.
She ain't inventing that in her head. That is something that she is being told consistently is going to happen.
Okay. Right. And you remember what Leo said? Leo said that a young lady needs a dad in her life who gonna give her that game that's what he gonna say. Don't believe that shit. So it's probably not even something she ain't heard before. She knows. But
yes,
it's a pity.
It sure is, everybody, and it's a pity that we have to go.
That's right.
We're gonna go like this. We're gonna go out like this. Once again, follow us on IG, Original Audio Podcast, everybody. My name is LP. That's Fool. C. You know how we do. We out of here, guys. See you next Sunday. What do we have next Sunday? See, what do we have as a guest next week? Before we leave, who do we have as a guest next week? See?
No guest next week.
Oh, no. This,
I have an author the week after next.
Sounds good. All right, guys. We off with the Original Audio Podcast. Peace.